Yeah, today would be 5 years. Yes. Look at that.
Can't do it. No. You really color going to face. To who?
Oh, which one? The smaller one. Wait, all right.
Wait, hold it. Yes, you got started. Your attention.
Brothers and sisters, order. Brothers and sisters, get around so you can hear me. I can't shout too much. I don't have a big voice. Can you can't use sound system on that. Okay. I cannot use a microphone system because you have to get permission from the police to do that. Right? Right? Good. So come on. All right, let me first say congratulations to all of us. We have shown our numbers. We have shown that we're determined to stand up against the oppression. Right? We have shown that. So let me first congratulate all of us. The time is now. The time is now. It's a year since the government was changed on all kind of means. We don't need to discuss how they were changed. The fact is, for a year now, we are being oppressed as a people. Guyanese are being bullied by an illegitimate government. The state is oppressing us in different forms. You know, the hundreds of people have been dismissed. You know, of the draconian measures that they're using to get you to do what they want. Right? If you don't believe that we're in a dictatorship, imagine that people who work for their salaries could not draw their salaries at the end of July because the government says, take the injection or you can't get paid. If that is not dictatorship, then I don't know what is. The government says that effective from yesterday, every food operator every minibus, taxi, water taxi operator must take the injection or they can't walk. If that is not in dictatorship, I don't know what is. Many people are of the opinion I'm an anti-vaxxer. I'm not anti-vaxxer. I am pro-choice. People must be allowed to choose. It's a democracy. People must be allowed to choose. In the US and Europe and so on, people are allowed choice. And this crisis originated there. And so if they can be allowed choice, who are we as Guyanese? Are we guinea pigs? No. So thank you. We have to show that it's not right. We are not happy with what's happening. And so I'm thanking you for coming out. Now, let me tell you honestly, there are two schools of thought. That you all had enough this morning and you're ready to go home. If you're ready to go home, tell me you're ready to go home. We're going to continue. For me, I'm going to play. I ain't got no problem with that. Right? That's a fact. I am saying now that we have started. Now that we have come together. Do not sleep. Don't let us go back quietly into the night. Protest must be the order of the day. Organize protests in your communities. Reach out to me. I will publicize them. I will get support for them. Reach out to me. Protests must be organized and organized continuously. As you're here, I'm asking you, join the Wednesday lunchtime protest with the opposition. Your numbers matter. Numbers you if you don't have numbers behind you. Regardless of how angry we are with them. And I know we are angry with them. You know I am angry with them. We have to throw our support behind them because at the end of the day, we have to hold them responsible, to hold the administration responsible. So support the Wednesday lunchtime protest. Protest in your see their face. Right? These two young ladies are among 8. They're employed as regional health officers in Region 4. The last salary they received from this government was in December last year. Wow. They have not been paid for the year. And everybody they reached out to, right up to the Minister of Public Service, Parat, all they're getting is we are looking into your matter. We are looking into your matter. These are the kind of oppressive attitude that we have to stand against. These are the kind of, many of you stand, you know, if any COVID grants were distributed, all you got were pink slips. You got a blind cent from the COVID grant. All you got are pink slips. While in other places, people are allowed to get money 2 and 3 times. Right? Other places, people got money 2 and 3 times. And that's what I'm saying to you. We need to continue to bring highlight to our issues. Buxton was controlled or is controlled by the PPP, the Buxton First NDC, for the last 3 years. Local government elections are due in November of this year. We're not hearing about it, but we can talk about that. But the PPP has been in control of that council for the last 3 years. Buxton has the worst roads perhaps on the east. Churches are closed. The parapets, if you walk through Buxton, you will see them overcrowded with bushes. They are going to affect the safety of residents of this village. Vehicle owners in this village have to face the repair shop ever so often. These are things which we must highlight because the other communities, if you go, you will see they're having new routes. Development is taking place in them. And so in Black people communities where no development is taking place, we have to highlight it. The squeaky wheel gets the sons and daughters and brothers and sisters in the police force and the army. You gotta make nice to them say. You gotta make nice. Let them know, or let the nation know that it's discriminatory conduct in those institutions. If you can't take the vaccine, you can't eat, you can't travel, you ain't getting your salary, you're getting pulled off of educational courses. Those are things that we have to stand against. People must be allowed to live as though they're living in a democracy. Okay? I don't want to say too much more. I will say stay tuned to Camp TV. Buxton Politics 101. That's where your source of information will come from. I want to ask, well, I see parliamentarians are here. MPs, come talk to your people. We'll listen a little from the MPs and then I'll ask Dr. Hines to close out the discussion with you telling me whether or not what you want to do.
Yeah. Morning, everybody. Morning. Guys, we got to fight them.
Yeah, but y'all got to fight.
We got to fight the PPP. We got to fight them at every turn. And I love what Dr. Hines and Kadaki have been doing, bringing the fight to them, because that's what they understand. They're not blinking when they're doing what they're doing to our people, whether in Linden, whether in Region 4, Region 5, and 6, throughout this country, they aren't blinking. But you come with a watered down message of emancipation. Listen to Dr. Hines about emancipation. Let us talk to you about emancipation. Don't talk to us. Don't talk to us about emancipation when we can't even talk in a gathering like this on a loudspeaker. But you all could go with hundreds in different villages spreading COVID-19 and do what you want to do, and then come to force us to take a vaccine. My right to take a vaccine is equal to the other man's right not to take the vaccine. So this kind of unequal opportunities and development that you have happening, we have to stand against it wherever we are living. Wherever we are living. If you're living in quarantine, like some people I see out here, and you hear something happen in Buxton, it must concern you. And I'm happy with what happened here this morning. You know why? Because the word Buxton, like a laxative to the PPP. When they hear it, you understand me? It's a laxative. They start running. You understand me? And now the toilet paper expensive. I don't know what they're using. I don't know what they're using. So I am happy what transpired here this morning happened in Buxton. And it has to happen again tomorrow. I am telling you, there are calls being made, there are emails being sent. You understand me? People are on the phone, they're watching the live right now, installed ministers of government, and all of that, because it is happening in Buxton. Right? I wasn't born here, but they're here in Buxton, they stopped train. And the PPP is a train that got to be stopped. We have to stop them because they have taken our silence for consent.
All right.
They have taken our silence for support. And don't take our word for it. It's what I've been saying. Mr. Village Voice is beyond. Don't read Village Voice. Mr. Starbuck News is doing. Read Starbuck News editorial this morning. It is a diatribe on the government. The only thing that Starbuck News said about them is that they're going to village to talk to people. And the same Starbuck News that said they're going village to village says that they're spending hundreds of millions of dollars, wasting money, going like that to villages. You have been in the struggle. You've been in the struggle. And if you haven't been in it, you know somebody in the public service. Fired. How are we going to eat? Who does oil belong to? 2 years now we pumping oil, but I ain't feeling it. I know when you're pumping, you feel, but I ain't feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I ain't feeling it. Only action enjoying this pumping. It's only pumping stick for some people. That is your oil. It is my oil. It's Kentucky oil. It's David oil. We got to feel it's all of the oil. But with these jagabats, it's only some people going to benefit. There is nothing new. And we said it. It's the same old PPP. It's the same old cross in Jagio. It's the same old cross in Ramsami. It's the same old cross in Tashira. To God, Dr. Hines, I grew up near Tashira as an old woman. I grew up when I was 13. Tashira went to the National Assembly. She's still there. I went there and meet her. If the sheriff doesn't have the best health in the world, she's a backbite. She's a vampire. They should carry the lady as a festival since I'm a little boy. But you know what? There is something to be gained. If the sheriff been in the struggle so long and still in it, it's 6 months and a year ready to give. And Kadaki and the others, we want direct wealth transfer. We want money in our pocket. I don't want a pink slip. Give me money in my pocket, because the pink slip is the promise for a fool. And I know in their stronghold, they call us, and they say, oh, I can't show this video, but look what happening to me. Even their supporters' name not on their list to get money, because they got to know somebody high up. They got to know somebody high up. But the train that is Buxton will stop them. And other people will join the train, because people from quarantine don't hear what happened here this morning. And people from Linden, Buxton is a laxative, and we must get them it in good doses. This can stop the COVID. This Buxton here. First dose, second dose, and then a booster dose in the. That is all I will say. I will cleanse them. Buxton!
Morning, comrades. Now, how could I follow my colleague? Right?
Fight them!
No. The one way or the other, I endorse everything he said.
Fight them!
But comrades, as Sherrod said, as Kadaki said, today the people celebrating 1 year. And there's a whole host of advertisements on the radio station, on the television, how Guyanese had a glorious 12 months. How everything in Guyana is bright and beautiful. But I often said to people that in life and politics, there is perception and there is reality. And the PPP live in a perception. But you hear the people of Buxton and those of you viewing from many other parts of this country knows the reality. And while they preach about the glorious 12 months, the average Guyanese could not afford to feed their children. While they're talking about the glorious 12 months, Guyanese can't pay their mortgages. Those who have courts, Lockheedal, and these places to pay can't find the money. They're glorifying about how they care about healthcare workers. Kadaki has just demonstrated to all and sundry, these two young ladies here, frontline workers, who every single day put their lives and that of their family at risk to go out there to battle COVID-19. And the two of them standing there received the last salary from the PP in December 2020.
So our colleagues in Linden, Region 4 and Region Linden, the only two region of 10, Region 4 and Region 10 not being paid.
And it's 8 of them in Region 4.
We're trying to find out why. We keep asking the question, but no answer coming. We know, but we want to hear.
And you heard them glorifying how they increase workers' wages and salary, how the public servants are well treated. We have had 2 successive budgets passed in this country. Both of which the PPP shout that these are the largest budget in Guyana's history. But to date, the same largest budget ever, the public servants haven't received a single cent. So what it means to pass a largest budget ever when policemen, nurses, doctors, public servants can't receive an increase in salary. But meanwhile, they're lining the pockets of their cronies. Because you here who live in Buxton, every day you see on the main road, the cronies passing down with the fancy Land Cruisers and the BMWs and the loud music. You see that? And what we have now in Guyana is what we know that we had for the past 23 years. It is the same PPP. No matter if you paint a pig and you put lipstick, it still remains a pig. So no matter how the PPP speaks, it is the same PPP. You have seen within a few weeks of them being installed in office, you've seen the largest cocaine bust ever in the history of this country. And what does that tell you? It tells you that those involved in the narcotics trade in this country are comfortable with the People's Progressive Party Civic in office. That is why the cocaine can flow. And that's why we said to them, in the 5 years of the AP and UAFC government, you didn't have no large cocaine bust. And we used to be saying, let the blow, blow, blow. But under the PPP is let the cocaine flow. And that is what has returned to this country. You here in Buxton can tell the rest of this country and the world the atrocities that were meted out to your men in this village. Young men being picked up, bundled in vehicles, taken to some location, and some of them never returned. We haven't even found their bones. You in Buxton can preach about that because you experienced it. Now, lo and behold, this same PPP returned and is now setting up what they call a regional force. And the regional force mirrors that of what we had during their period. Same PPP. You see it right on Main Street, just a few yards from the president's residence. Blatant execution style killing, live on camera. Same PPP. Every day you open the newspapers, it's a murder, it's a robbery. Same PPP. Watch what happened in West Coast for me. Two young men, Joel and Isaiah Henry, and Irfan Ali ran up to the people there, and he promised the mothers that he will spare no stone to ensure that justice is brought to them. 1 year after, September 5th, we mark 1 year, and to date, not a person has been arrested. And that is exactly what obtained in this country under the PPP for the last 23 years. It's the same PPP. So, comrades, our struggle isn't over. We have a far way to go. And for those who aided and abetted the PPP in office, they know why. Because as I said to some folks yesterday, when there is regime change in a country, there is a reason behind it. And the people wanted the PPP in office because you want to ensure you have a corrupt administration in office so that you can pull the chain and get them to do their bidding. They could not get that under the AP and UAFC government. And that is why they brought about regime change in this country. But comrades, let me say to them, those from the ABCEU countries, they live abroad. It is us who live here in this country. And therefore, the representation that we have to get cannot come from them. It has to come from us. Guyanese will take to the streets on August 15 in Brooklyn. And that is a demonstration of support to us. But you know, even as they say, there is the saying that people can't be protesting in New York while everybody in Guyana chillaxing. And then some people say, I want to see these supporters, the opposition supporters come out and they're watching on Facebook, not realizing that they are the very same supporters that they're talking about. When you speak about opposition supporters coming out, it is not a case that the WPA has a fault, or the AFC has a fault, or the PNC has a fault, that if you call for protest, they open the vault and all these protesters come running out. You are the protesters. You feel it. They say if you live in a house, you can tell where it leaks. If you're wearing a shoe and it's tight, you can say where it pinches. And therefore, you have a right to come out and demonstrate and raise your voices.
We all are the leaders. We all, each and every one of us are the leaders.
Struggle.
Right now, they get us like contours.
Struggle.
With breakfast. But
Comrade has a fight.
like a broom.
The comrade has a fight.
We are here like contours.
That's right. So, comrades, our effort continues. Brother Kadaki, remind you of Wednesday on the Square of the Revolution. And I am calling on those minibus and taxi and water taxi transport operators that for any government to mandate anybody that you must take a vaccine, it is a breach of your human rights. It is enshrined in the United Nations Charter that any person, if that person doesn't want to take a vaccine, he or she can do so. And nobody can object. And for those businesses, those restaurants and shops that want to jump on the PPP bandwagon, that they will mandate that in order for you to come and eat from them, you got to produce a vaccination card. I say to you here in Buxton and those of you watching, if you encounter any restaurant, any shop that do entry because they want you to produce a vaccination card, you boycott them. Boycott them because the money in your pocket. And if they got a money tree that they can pick and survive the business, let them go ahead and do so. And not only that, take a photograph of that business, of that restaurant, and put it up on Facebook and tell everybody that this restaurant, this shop, this store deny you entry. And all we go hold we money we pocket and the business go suffer. If the PPP had done what they're supposed to do in terms of handling COVID, they would have ensured that representatives are part of the COVID task force. So the same information that they are feeding, we, your representative, will be able to come to you and say, this is the situation, this is what happened. So you will be informed. But they kept us out because they had their own corrupt plan. And they're so wicked and vindictive and corrupt that even in COVID, there is corruption. The vaccines, all of us believe that the vaccine coming from Russia. Then in the assembly, where we pressure them, then we find out it's some sheik and they pay the sheik extra money. And even now, they're telling you that you must take the vaccine when the ministry itself don't even got vaccine. You got people who had the first dose and months after they can't get the second dose. And these same jagabats are now telling you that it's mandate that you must go take a vaccine. It is your choice. If you are comfortable taking the vaccine, take it. If you are not comfortable with taking the vaccine, don't take it. And nobody can mandate that you must. You stand in the fence because today they will come and tell you about the vaccine. Then tomorrow they will come and tell you which woman you can live with and which man you can marry. That's how dictatorship works. Because they're creeping. All right, let me try now and if we can see if we can get the minibus to stop picking them up and dropping them. And the minute the minibus agree, they go to the next step. All right, let me see that, and they keep moving through. And then before you know it, before you wake up in the morning and take up the PPP information. That is what we're standing against. Nip it in the bud? No. You can't fix something and not fix something out. So, comrade, the struggle continues. On Wednesday, 12, we meeting on the Square of the Revolution and continue. Thank you.
All right, sisters and brothers, let me, on behalf of Buxton, welcome all of you who came from afar. People came from Quarantine, Georgetown, across the river to come to Buxton today. And I would like to thank you and welcome you to our village. And I want to say that you could come here because Buxton is liberation and liberated territory. We believe in some principles in this village, and that is you stand up for your right.
That's right.
And if you knock me, I knock you back. And I want that to be understood, because for 1 year they've been knocking me and we have not been knocking back.
That's right.
Well, as of today, one side knocking, stop. We gonna knock back.
That's right.
And you all start to knock back this morning.
Yeah.
I hear you, brother, about leader. I don't know. Kidaki organized this march with the help of somebody. He is the leader. He is the leader. He brought us here. We have to organize on our own.
That's right.
The political parties will follow.
That's right.
But we, the people, have to organize, and that's what you have done here today. Let me say this. At some point, you have to say enough is enough. And when you start, others will follow. You have given us the charge of what to do on the 15th. Because our comrades in America, they are protesting on the 15th. And if you want to come back to Buxton and protest on the 15th, you are welcome, because this is liberated territory. And we are going to work to ensure that. Just a couple of things. When we fighting, we have to know what we are fighting for. Yes, we are fighting to get back in government. But most importantly, we are fighting to get our fair share of the money that is in this country.
That's right. That's right.
When the PPP give you $19,000, it means you are entitled to 10 times, 20 times that. Professor Clive Thomas came in this village, Buxton, 3 years ago, and he did the numbers. And he said, if we take 10% of the money we get, each one of you is entitled to $5,000, which work out $1 million. When the PPP give you 25, they know you deserve 25 times that 25. So here is the deal. They're giving you 19, take it. You get 4 children, multiplied by 4. But know that you deserve more. And know that we have to demand more. And government do not give you anything just so. You've got to fight.
That's right.
You have got to fight.
That's right.
And we are inviting you here today to start to fight. Some of us will go to the front and we'll speak on the mountaintop like Sherrod and Chris and Kidaki. But you all got to give us the backing. You all got to back us up. Because they're going to look and they're going to say, it's better people there.
That's right.
And I want you all to look around there today. I want you all to note this seriously. Together we can win. Sherrod Duncan, AFC. Chris Jones, PNC. David Hines and Kidaki and Dion Abrams, WPA. All of us have a role to play. And I want, in case you all forgot, the WPA know how to fight.
That's right.
We understand, we write the book on that.
That's right.
You know why? Because we don't care. We don't beg them for nothing. We believe in you all. So as of today, brothers and sisters, this battle is joy. We can't slack up. with or without leaders, we have got to come out.
That's right. That's right.
I want to especially commend the sisters. You are always in the forefront. You all women are always give yourself. But I'm glad today. I'm glad today to see the fair share of men. I'm glad to see the fair share of men.
That's right. That's right. Well done, brother.
Because we gotta protect the women.
That's right.
Because they're after the women. When Amanza Walton spoke the truth, they wanted to lynch her.
Yeah.
And we said, never. You are not going to lynch a black woman.
That's right. That's right.
From, there you go. Amanda from the quarantine. So I'm saying to the men here, we got to defend our women there in the front. And they will target them. And we, the men, have to defend them. So when we come out on these protests, we want to see you all. Some of you all will have to stay in the shadows and watch from far. But the roles will be divided in time to come. Because this struggle ultimately will be determined by how they respond. If they give me the space to do our thing, we will do our thing. If they don't give me the space to do our thing, we have to fight for the space. And when we get it, we hold it tight. So this is a call to battle. I don't care if tomorrow morning they say David is called to violence. I can't fit in box. Let them come for me. I am calling for struggle. And the struggle will be determined by partly one and partly whether we decide we want to live as slaves again or we want to live as free people. Let me say one last thing. They say they're not going to speak to the opposition until the opposition recognize them. What they want is for the opposition to tell them, you all were elected squarely. And the opposition will not do that. And if the opposition ever do that, you all know what to do to them. But I want to say the most important thing. It is the government that has not recognized the opposition. It is the government that is not working with the opposition. It is the government that is not respecting you, the voters who voted for the opposition. And if you disrespect me, I have a right to disrespect you. The harder you come, the harder you fall. That's our motto. Jimmy Cliff says so. The harder you come, the harder you fall. Thank you.
I was trying to say to my brothers and sisters out here, this is not just a war, physically war. This is a spiritual war. I want you to understand straight. I'm telling you, it's a spiritual war. Right now, I get emotional because I get this before. And when I share it with my friends, when I slime in the street with, everybody say, "Hey, you just said this thing." I said, "You remember telling yourself?" My wife today just asked me, "Oh, you know this thing will happen." I said, "This thing is designed to pin everybody before Father comes." People have to forget the vanity and start take off the slang. They'll use it as clap little food. They'll tell you, and we don't have to go put the government for nothing we don't want like and the precious electronic thing. Put a yard for 5-6 people. It will make it. You have to plant your own food. Your neighbor come ask you something. Don't watch it. She just dress. You want to get shit out. Give shit while you can because Father is near. That's me message, my brother and sister. Father God is near. That is what's going on. And with the vaccine, I am telling you, it's not two that will give you 3 because it got to come to 666.
Okay, brothers and sisters. Again, I want to thank you for coming out. I also want to make a special appeal here. We have 2 of 8 RHOs who have not been paid for the last 8 months. Whatever little we can put together right now and send them home with something, let's do that. Right? Whatever little we can put together and send our sisters home with something so they can be comfortable while we fight this fight for their recompense, their compensation. Let us do that. Okay? Somebody who cannot be you. Okay.
I just want to say to everybody that we've been hearing a long time that the opposition is silent and they don't seem to be doing anything. In general, that's not altogether true. What is required now is in all our representing areas, the entire coalition, the whole team of the coalition must get on the ground and begin to say to the people, it's time to react to what is happening across the country. There are people out of different areas that are ready to represent this cause. But what the Daki and all the others who came, this is the start. And I believe in the very near future, we're supposed to have a protest across the entire nation, starting from Caribbean to Georgetown, from Linden to town. And we are going to support because this system cannot continue. And unless we, in spite of what they're saying, about the COVID, are protesting for their right. And if they don't want us to come out, is to give us a fair so that they can continue to operate. We come to destroy nobody or harm nobody, but we got to act for the right. And if we talking for the right and they decide to harm us, then we got to go another step into the bring back our country from where it is going. And sometimes thanking everybody, the representation that the spiritual people are giving. I keep saying this all the time. Many seems to be hiding behind the covers of compromise. It is time for them to join the scene and represent the people know we are the way from forward up to this beginning, where we have to keep on the protest level. And I know we can come through. Please support your leaders. Don't make them feel that the coalition can fall apart. It can't fall apart. If we are a nice thing, every living supporter is going to come behind you all again. So let it work.
Right, that's the end of our broadcast this afternoon. We'll see you back right here on the protest line. See you right back here on another protest coverage from the people in Buxton. Good afternoon and have a great rest of your day.